Yeah, we on.
Good?
Yep.
Alright. Shalom.
Yep.
We want to say
Kahala Yahweh wa Yahweh Shai Bahashem Racha Kudash.
and double honors to the apostles, the elders of Israel, and salutations to the elect, which is his word, the truth, and sincerity across the four corners of the earth.
Yep. That's right. The book of Isaiah chapter 1 verse 1.
So,
Isaiah chapter 1 verse 1. The vision of Isaiah the son of Amos, which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah.
now, we all know that the scriptures, or you should know, that the scriptures are metaphorical, they're twofold. So, the opening sentence is concerning basically Israel.
Yeah.
And what one of the prophets seen in the nation of Israel.
Yeah.
And tell me this doesn't apply to the Negroes, Latinos, North American Indians.
Yeah, good. It goes on to say, verse 2. Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth, for the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua hath spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me.
That's right. And you know what? And when you look back into the what do they call secular history, which is outside of the scriptures. When you look back in secular history, there was a nation called Israel. Israel's part of secular history. That's a fact. That's actually in secular history. So that already tells you that there was a nation back in the ancient times, that had all 12 tribes, and that was going through these things. And one thing that you have to do is you have to ask yourself, where does everybody today come from?
Yeah, literally.
Some people don't even ask that. We all know that there's a beginning to everything. And we all know that there is a progenitor of everything. So where does this nation come from? Where does that nation come from? But they show you that they're not teaching you shit in these colleges, man, these universities and in these schools. Because these are questions, if these are not questions that our people ask themselves, that's one indication that the enemy is trying to hide the truth.
Yeah, and if I may add on to that idea, in a lot of these school systems, when you ask questions about, what happened during the Dark Ages, there's certain there's certain questions that when you ask, they pretty much say that they have no records of. But then when you watch a documentary about,
Esau brings all these
right,
facts.
About the planet Earth, they can tell you that 16 billion years ago, this and this and this, happened. You know what I mean? So you're telling me that you know what happened 16 billion years ago, which is false, but you can't tell me what happened just a few thousand years ago. You know what I mean? So it goes to show you that they tell you what they want and they hide what they want.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I was just watching one of the Akim, I believe, in Dallas. He said that there's a few Akim in the Dallas camp who went to Europe. In the museum, I believe, that's what he said, if I'm not mistaken. And he spoke about how, they pretty much have all of the images and so on and on of our people that were ruling back then, Look at that, Earth is flat. Flat Earth 101. But anyways, right? So pretty much just going back to that, he pretty much spoke about how they have all of the, images of our people, that are pretty much all being, that have been whitewashed, right? But then when you ask questions, to the people who are pretty much supervisors or whatever in that particular museum, what happened prior to this and this and this, they say, oh, all that information is in the bag. We cannot disclose it, about these type of information to the masses. So they tell you that they can't share everything with you.
Yeah, they have more knowledge than they give you or than they give out, but they're not telling you. That's why they're not telling you the whole story.
Exactly.
So man, good questions always lead to good thinking.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So anyways,
And it says, Hear, O heaven, and give ear, O earth, for the Lord has spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider.
The only nation on this planet that doesn't the only nation on this planet that has its name withering in the wind by other nations is you Negroes, Latinos, North American Indians, Israel. Throughout the years, we're the only nation that's been called from Negroes to blacks to this to that to African American
Yeah.
to two continents, like to now we're just black.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's also one of the limitations that our name becomes a byword.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
we become a byword.
Yeah, exactly. You know, just like the other day, like I had my woman, you know, she pretty much, asked me, pretty much like, I'm out with our people, Israelites, right? Because, she knows, that's what I do,
Yeah,
and so on and on,
right.
and she was like, why do you guys, specifically focus on the nation of Israel? Why is it just about you people? You know what I mean? And I told her, I'm like, well, you gotta know who you are first and foremost before you can pretty much move on to the next. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why
yeah,
you know what I mean,
yeah.
right? That's why we focus on looking our people up, because every other nation has their own group. They know who they are, right? They know who their people are. But when you look at us, we don't even have a name. Majority of our people call themselves black or Latinos. They call themselves by all of these different names that our oppressors have given us. So our people don't know who we are. Hence why we focus, on who we are as a people. We gotta come together first and foremost. The elect first, because we know that 2/3 of our people are not gonna wake up and they're gonna die on this side, man. So it's very important to know who you are, okay, before you can go on and do other things. You gotta know who you are as a person, man. You can't jump to step 5 before knowing what step 1 is, man. It's just very basic and simple, man.
That's right. It's also because too, this is our heritage.
Yeah.
This is
It's our culture.
this is your culture. This is who you are.
Yeah.
And you'll never know you'll never know how to truly get by in life if you don't know who you are. Because then knowing who you are will get you to understand what rules to follow.
Exactly.
Will conduct your spirit, man.
Yeah.
For a spirit to not know what line it comes from, and that's confusion.
You're confused, yeah.
They're confused.
Yeah.
So that's why, like for instance, just like how women don't know what they want, it's the same thing with Israel, man. Israel doesn't know what they want, and they don't know who they are.
Yeah.
So they're super confused.
Yeah.
That's why these other nations, okay, the heathens, and including Esau being the most wickedest heathen, they have control over us. Because we, as a nation, our power is the name of Yahweh, B'Shem Shai, man.
Yeah.
And that's also synonymous with our name as a nation.
Yeah.
Yasha Allah.
Yeah, when you have a woman, or when you know a woman that's in a mindset of single and not knowing who her man is and not receiving orders from her man, she will be confused. And when someone sees that, they're automatically going to have power over that woman, because they're going to be able to come in and tell them what to do. And that's the exact same thing with the nation of Israel, man. We are the Lord's women, and our people are confused. They don't know who they are, etc., etc. Hence why these heathen nations have power over us. It's very simple, man.
Yeah, that's right.
And it says, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider.
That's right, man. That's why definitely instruction is going to befall you 2/3, man, because you don't consider that, you don't consider the truth. You guys lack understanding. It's not like the truth is not being given to you, because you have over hundreds of camps across the world making videos and going out there in their own cities preaching this truth.
Yeah.
In the chief concourse places, man. So, and GMS is a well-known thing, almost to the point where we've been on the news. We've been on World Web.
Yeah.
We've been on World Wide Web.
Hey, the worst of the Israelites is being showed to the forefront as this is what's bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I should say, the so-called worst.
Yeah,
The so-called worst of the Israelites, which is us, man.
That's right.
In the eyes of the people. So that goes to show you,
This is what Esau thinks of you.
yeah, that's what the scripture says, to be happy when, they should persecute you.
That's right.
Because of my namesake.
This is how you know Israel has lost the fear of the Most High, because it's through the beginning of fear is wisdom. The beginning of the Lord is the beginning of the fear fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Israel, they don't fear the Most High. They fear Esau.
Yeah.
Because when they see us come up and get like demonized by Esau on the news and such, then they go along with Esau.
Yeah,
Showing
yeah.
that they fear Esau, they don't fear the Most High.
Yeah, and they don't understand Esau's mind games.
Yeah.
You know, the double standards that he plays.
Yeah, don't sound.
You know, here it is, you know, his people murder a shit ton of people and so on and on, right? But yet, we're the worst. Like, we're worse than those people, and we haven't done anything but speak the truth. You know? And the type of words that they use, the enticing words that they like to push out there, our people gravitate to that and they believe it, man. Our people can't see what's right and what's wrong right in front of their eyes, man. Here it is, a so-called white man, the man that's wearing suit and tie, you know, pretty much giving you jobs and so on and on. That's Satan right there in front of you, man. Because you don't understand what his end goal is, man. Our people only see what is put in front of them. For example, like with the chip,
They
right?
want to see it.
Right, with the chip, it's going to be presented as something that's beneficial to you, etc., etc. But you don't know what the end goal is. The end goal is death when Yahushua returns.
Yeah, kind.
Right?
Yeah.
So people right now might be in need. People might be hungry. People might want to feed their children. People might want jobs. People might want money and this and that. People might want to sell houses or buy houses, right? And all of these things are going to be put under the umbrella of the chip, right? But our people don't understand that the end of it is death, what the scripture says, man. You know? And it says, sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backwards.
That's right, man.
You know?
And who's that? And what nation is the butt of every joke? You Negroes and you Latinos and all that. We're the butt of every joke. That's what the nations. That's how the nations see us, man. That's how Esau sees it. You know, and that's the thing is, man. Like, you know, 2/3 of Israel deserve to get destroyed for letting their heritage, you know, be thrown away on the wayside like that. Or allowing Esau to lie to them when they know the truth.
Yeah, they've literally came into it.
A lot of Israel, by the time Yahushua comes, all of Israel wouldn't have all of the 2/3 would have had been not sincerely ignorant, but willingly ignorant.
Yeah.
Willingly, because they've been given the truth. When as soon as Yahushua comes, every single Israelite has gotten a chance to come to the truth.
Yeah.
So there's no excuse whatsoever.
Yeah, they literally come in a defeated mindset, mind state, man. You know, they've already come in the spirit of just give up, fuck it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What did that one guy say that we gotta live out the kingdom in Esau's kingdom?
We gotta build our kingdom in
Yeah,
Esau's kingdom.
that's exactly the same mentality you're just talking about right now.
Yeah,
That's what'd you call it?
like they came,
beat up mentality.
yeah, they came like in a defeated state of mind, right?
Yeah, defeated state of mind.
And that's right, and that's also saying that Yahushua had delayed his coming. You know?
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is-
The scripture
you know,
says,
which
yeah.
shows in the book of Matthew the 24th, I believe.
That's that
you know?
spirit right there.
Yeah, they pretty much said, fuck it, man. The Lord's not gonna come now, so let's just build our kingdom in Esau's kingdom,
Yeah.
and let's just enjoy now.
They've lost faith.
Yeah, literally.
Actually, Romans 7,
Okay.
or Romans 11 and 7.
And that one scripture in the part of a woman too that have lost patience.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, it's a good precept
Yeah.
too.
Romans chapter 11 verse 7. What then? Israel has not obtained that which is seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded. According as it is written, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear, unto this day. You know? So the Lord pretty much put them in that state of mind because that's what they seek for anyways.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Because in Isaiah, I think 30 and 10, they'll tell you, speaks to us smooth things.
Yeah. Prophets unto us deceit.
Deceit. They don't want to hear the truth.
Yeah.
That's why they're for Esau demonizing us, and basically they're gonna be for Israel. They're gonna be for Esau destroying us.
Yeah. Huh. And the scripture says, I believe, I forget where,
Yeah.
but it says that there's going to come to a time where they don't have itching ears, right?
Yeah.
When you look up what that itching ears means, it means that they want to be told lies.
Yes,
You know?
yeah.
So that's the same thing. That's the same thing,
Yeah,
man.
they don't want to be. They want to feel good, man. When you scratch that itch, you feel nice.
Yeah.
Eyes roll the back of your head and shit.
When you clean your ears,
Yeah. You clean out your ear with a Q-tip. You get all zoned out, all bugged out. You suck in the top. That's how our people are living right now.
That's tough.
They're in their mindset, but they're not even conscious
Yeah.
of what's happening.
Yeah. Exactly. And it says back in Isaiah 1, verse 5, why should ye be stricken any more? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick and the whole heart faints.
Yo, so you can't get mad at us. Yo, you can't get mad at us when we talk about your consequences being death, being destruction. Some of you that are gonna get some wicked endings before you get into the kingdom. The Most High Himself got to a point where He said, "What's the point of even beating you guys anymore?
Yeah, you're just gonna go off and off.
You should keep going off and on and off."
Yeah.
So He basically had already made a decision that you need to be destroyed for you to come to the kingdom. Because usually, if you're a man that responds to discipline, which discipline means to bestow consequences on yourself when you go off. You're disciplining yourself, right? Because as a young child, your parents are supposed to show you that and give you that tool so that when you get older, you discipline yourself. Right? Israel doesn't do that, and the fathers for Israel don't do that for the sons of Israel. That's why they grow up to be. Really, man, a lot of these Israelites are still boys. They're not grown men. Some of them still living at their mom's house. You know, don't know how to cook for themselves. You know, in and out of many jobs.
Yeah.
You know, like they have nothing going for them.
Yeah.
Nothing going for them. That's Israel's state of mind, man. Nothing going for them. It's always Jake. It's always a celebration when Jake, makes it into Harvard, or when Jake does something really good at school. You know, oh man, when they talk about kids who came from the slums and now they're in Harvard, it's like 5 black women. It's always Jake, man. It's always a surprise when we do good in school.
Yeah. Exactly.
And guess what? That is the Most High saying, man. There's no point in beating you guys. You guys are so far gone that I can punish you every single time.
Yeah.
And this is so that you're supposed to repent.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine what we went through in Egypt? Can you imagine how humbling Egypt should have been? But even after that, our people wanted to build another god. After everything they've seen in Egypt, and seeing what Yahweh Shai did to Pharaoh, and how he got them out of that. Even after that, Israel still lost faith, and they bugged out Aaron to make another god.
I don't want to be slaves.
Oh, man. Even since then. So if you 2/3 were like that back then,
Now it's even worse.
well, bro, there is no hope right now.
Yeah.
That's why at the end of every video, I always say death and destruction to 2/3 of Israel as well, because they need it.
Literally, to put them in a healthy state of mind. I mean, in a newborn base, with a fresh new mind. You know? Because it's the thing, it's like our people are like a child that is mentally ill. You know?
Yeah.
You can't discipline that.
Yeah,
Right?
because they're already lost
Right?
a certain component of
Yeah,
understanding.
honestly, man, like you can't tell them this is wrong, this is right, and then expect them to actually pick up from where you guys have left off, and actually understand that, oh, my father or my mother said this was wrong, therefore I should not do that. No,
That's why
right?
the scriptures, Isaiah compared Israel to
Duncan and
a donkey and and an ass.
And they're actually better because they know who their owner are.
Yeah, and those are one of the most
Dumbest animals.
dumbest animals on the planet.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That's man. Remember, man, he's not us. Every day when we call you, we call you to Negroes, you Latinos, when we call you out, we rebuke you and your wickedness. You get mad at us like you're not, but you go to church and you read from the same book.
Yeah.
That should tell you everything.
Yeah.
How come we're reading from the same book as your pastor and you hate us and you love him?
Yeah. It's all about,
You know?
it's all about what is your pastor saying to you?
Yeah, exactly. What is your pastor saying to you?
Or what is your pastor skipping on saying unto you? Like
Exactly.
not actually
Because,
telling you.
because this is one thing that I know no one can ever say about GMS is that you can't say we don't look up our work. Our work. We look up, even if you don't like our answers, you know we look it up, we back it up with the scriptures.
Yeah.
We don't just state what we state and then expect you to listen to it like mockingbirds.
Yeah. We study and we go into it.
Yeah, man, we go into it. And that's why people don't like us. It's because we can back it up. We can back up our boldness.
Exactly. And it says, from the sole of the foot even unto the head, there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and putrefying sources have not been closed, neither bound up, neither modified with ointment. That's right. So our people are mentally and spiritually beat up, man. You know, where they cannot be healed, in other words, man. It's like, having a cut on your flesh, that has not been, stitched up, okay, covered with ointment, okay, and these are things, that are to pretty much heal you, from a wound. But if you don't have that, guess what? It's gonna get infected, man, and therefore it's gonna ruin the rest of your body. If you have if you have your arm that's infected, it needs to be cut off.
Yeah.
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 You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm to a point where, you lost nerves on that area and so on and on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? So that's our people. That's why the scripture says the whole head is sick. And the whole heart. Your mind.
Yeah, we're mentally. Israel, Israel always say, they even have the nerves to say, well, the slavery back then, we're not going through that. We're not going through that now.
That's how
it's an easier life now. How can you guys think this is hell?
Yeah.
That's how you know they're mentally in slavery.
Yeah, because our people back then that were actually, getting whooped and stuff, they rejected.
Yeah.
That's
why they received that much
right.
punishment.
They were
kept
pissed.
fighting back.
Right? Now that you don't even reject it and you're doing it mentally, what does the oppressor need to, whoop you with anymore?
You're willing.
There's no purpose. You know what I mean?
You're a good slave.
It's because you knew who you were then. That's why you rejected all of the things that were pushed onto you. But now that you don't reject it, guess what? The oppressor does not need to do anything to you, man.
Well,
he already got you.
Yeah, Khan, he already got you. Yeah, Satan already got you.
Yeah, he already got you. And actually being, in mental captivity is worse than physical.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because
the mind is where the soul resides.
Right, because you actually pass that down to your children, and your children's children, and then that's it. You just lost your whole fucking line.
Yeah.
Not knowing who the hell who is who.
That's what is that? That's Psalms 80. They've made a confederacy.
Yeah.
Against us.
Yeah, that's a comment that's talking about from baby.
Actually, yeah, can you get that?
Come on, Psalms 83. The book of Psalms chapter 83 verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power Yahweh.
That's talking about us. Okay, we are the representation of beginning with our apostles and the elders on down to us brothers, younger brothers. We are the representation of the Most High not holding his peace. Because we're out there constantly, every week and every day, making videos and shouting out and cursing this kingdom, cursing you Jakes, you 2/3 Israelites, cursing Esau, the other nation, ourselves,
Yeah.
examining ourselves, and we're cursing back.
Yeah.
This wicked society.
That's right. Verse 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult. And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
That's right, man. That's basically their pride.
Yeah.
Esau has proud,
Look
has
at
pride.
them.
Yeah, has pride on the fact that we're under him. He's above us.
Yeah. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Crafty counsel, man. That means these guys were snakes.
Yeah.
You know, they're feeding you and hissing in your ear, and it sounds good to you. It's tickling your ear.
Yeah.
You know.
And it says, they have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Yeah, man.
You know? Talking about the people of Israel.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
And that's we're in that state, man. Because nowadays, man, you still got people who still think that Judah is the whole nation of Israel.
Yeah.
No one talks about Naphtali.
Yeah,
What
or
about
Gad,
Naphtali? Or
right?
Gad, or
Issachar.
Zebulon, or Issachar.
Yeah. There's still another 11
Reuben,
tribes.
yeah, man.
Right?
There's whole 12 tribes, man.
Yeah.
So who are the rest of the other people?
Yeah. Yeah, you got a lot of these people who claim to be Israelites, who call themselves Israeli. Few of them, when you ask them, oh, cool, so, you know, what tribe are you from? They don't know.
No, they don't know.
How do you claim to be a part of a nation but not know who you are? That doesn't make any sense. That's like saying I'm from Africa. Oh, where from Africa are you from? I don't know.
It's like, what?
You're gonna look at that person like, get the fuck out of here, man. You don't know from Africa. You know what I
exactly.
mean?
You're an idiot.
You're an idiot.
Yeah.
Like, how do you not know where in Africa you're from? but say that you're African. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
That's just an example of how stupid that sounds. When you don't know what tribe you're from, okay? When you say that you're an Israelite, you know?
You can imagine how dumb you two-thirds are
Yeah.
saying that you're African American and that I'm black.
Yeah.
Me, you're black. Like, where's black on the map?
Yeah, like
Point that to me, please.
Or in the Bible,
Yeah,
which you
yeah,
claim
in the
to be,
Bible.
you know?
Even if
Like
you're
a nation
saying-
of black people.
Yeah, exactly. Even if you're gonna say, nation of black people. Even if you're gonna say like African American, man, you can't be too confident.
Continents, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. And
Yeah.
those are lands.
Yeah.
You can't be from two different lands.
Yeah, you
like,
came
that
from
doesn't
a
make any
person,
sense,
yeah,
right?
exactly,
You
yeah.
can't, hey, Israel is a people before it's a place.
Exactly.
So what person did you come from?
And even if you describe your nationality, your ethnicity through your land, then that means you're throwing out migration.
Yeah, because people
People
migrate.
Yeah, they move, man. You know, Vicky, my sister was born here,
Yeah.
but they'll still say through her ethnicity that she's from Africa.
Yeah.
So well, which is which? Which one is it?
It's confusing, and that's why.
That's all Esau wants.
Yeah, and
It's
that's
more confusion among the nation of Israel.
and that's why this whole thing about I'm 25% German and 50% Irish
Yo,
and
that's just
2% this. What the fuck does that
nonsense.
mean? Like, I don't understand that, because if you're saying that, then you gotta pretty much claim that you're part of everyone, because we don't know how far your people go back here, which is confusion. You cannot be a part of here, a part of there, a part of here, a part of here, a part of there. You know, that doesn't make any sense, because again, people only, they go off of, for example, right, when we ask them, pretty much like, what's your nationality? Where are you? They say, oh, I'm half this, I'm a little bit of here and there. Well, what are your four parents then? Because you can't dismiss them as well, right? Because when you ask people these questions, they only go off of maybe their parents and their grandparents and their grandparents, and that's it.
Well, the first
right?
problem is that they're including their mother. You should only think about your dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
You should only be thinking about your father's line.
Yeah.
If you're trying to find out where you're from.
Exactly. But that's the thing. That's confusion, and that's why it doesn't make any sense. You cannot have a fruit.
Esau told you that you could be from both.
Right? Exactly. Because all of pushing that woman.
Yeah.
And this, you know what I mean?
Women power.
Yeah. But
Or equality.
yeah. But you can't have a fruit that's a quarter apple, a quarter orange, 50% pear.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't make any sense. It's just a seed, right?
Yeah.
Whatever seed that is, it will bring forth that type of fruit. Right? Regardless of where you plant it in the world, right? If you plant an apple seed in China, it's still an apple seed, okay, that came, out of that line, or, out of that, soils of China. It might look a little different, but it's still an apple, right? It's not going to be, an apple seed that's from China, but
Yeah,
you
mixed
know,
with Chinese apple seeds.
that's that was shipped from Canada.
Yeah.
That shit don't make any sense. You know what I mean? But that's the thing, man. That's why it's very important to know who you are, and you know, the man. The man is the one that carries the seed. That determines what that child is, man. Women have nothing to do with it. Women are important, in bringing forth that child, right?
Just incubators.
Right, exactly.
There you
But that child's nationality goes back to the father, man. In majority of the world, different cultures, they actually keep that because it makes sense. You are who your father is. And your mother is who her father is. It's just that you know what I mean. It's like when we say that, it's like to them it's like, oh, so you're just excluding the woman. No, the woman is who her father is. You know what I mean? So like what I mean, like goddamn, just relax. Ain't nobody coming after you. We're just saying what is.
Our men think like women and our women think like men.
Oh man.
I would say, well, as soon as you know that your woman thinks that she's a man when she starts getting jealous.
Yeah.
It's a man's trait.
Yeah, literally.
That's not a woman's trait.
Yeah, hey.
Because that shows that she feels that she has a right of possession of it.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, that's why the scripture said that Yahweh is a jealous power.
It's a jealous power.
Right?
Yeah.
You can't be going and worshiping other gods. It makes him jealous because you belong to him.
Exactly.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
So why would a woman have that same trait?
A woman
And
does
Most High is doing that.
Right? Hey,
That's backwards.
that's very true, man. Jealousy is a man's trait.
It is.
A man can be jealous
Yeah.
because that's his territory. It belongs to him.
Yeah,
This
power.
is my part.
People of power get
Yeah,
jealous.
you
They
know.
have power.
Yeah, women should not be jealous, man.
Exactly.
They should not, but that goes to show the backward of the society. Women expect a man not to be jealous, but you got these women that will fucking,
Ruin your whole life.
just
Because you
just
TikTok
because-
and
just
later
because-
on with another woman.
just because you said hey hello to another
Yeah,
woman.
yeah, you even locked eyes. You ruin your life because you locked eyes. Who do you think you are?
Yeah.
What gives you the right to feel like you have that much power?
Hey man,
You can require that much loyalty.
yeah, hey, there's some women, that are actually, there's some women that are actually on their right mind because I just heard on the radio, and this is how Esau does it, right? On the radio, the question was, what is a negative attribute that you love about your partner? So, what does your partner do that's negative, but you like it? And this one woman called and she said something about how that, she likes when her and her man goes to the bar and she sees that her man flirts with other women, that turns her on. She likes that. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? So it goes to show you, it goes to show you that there's some women that know that. But the question was, what is a negative trait? So people already have that as a negative thing.
Yeah,
You know
they
what I
don't
mean?
see that as being.
That's not negative, man. A man can do that. And you got some women.
It's actually ordered.
Yeah, you got some women that actually like that. Because they feel like that they're a part of something that someone else or another woman wants or another woman actually appreciates.
Yeah,
Right? Like that's how they see it.
It shows how lucky they are.
Exactly, because bro, you got some women who will not look at you, no matter how much you try to pretty much approach them. But as soon as other women come and they want to be with you, then all of a sudden she wants to come and be with you too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's jealousy.
So it goes to show you, man.
It shows you that the women don't see men as a prize.
Yeah.
Now in this society, women are the prize. So really, men are the prize.
Yeah, man.
Depends what kind of man.
Yeah, exactly.
Some men out here are not prizes at
Oh
all.
hell no.
And some men of Israel, a lot of men of Israel are not prizes at all.
Yeah. Good.
There's only the elect, really.
Yeah.
So any woman that's okay with that kind of mindset is going to the elect.
Yeah. Literally, yeah. Because you gotta learn how to share.
Yeah.
We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel, but only let us be called by thy name.
Yeah, it only makes sense for me that women that think like that are going to be with the elect. With the elect, they're going to be living out with multiple women.
Yeah. It says, they have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent they are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and of Ishmaelites, and of Moab, and of Hagarites, Gabriel and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre.
East Indians, white, so-called Caucasians,
Yeah.
white people,
Amorites.
you know, Chinese people,
Yeah.
Japanese people.
That's right. They've all come together to pretty much destroy our people from being a nation.
Right.
You know?
Which is funny, man, because our people are among those nations.
Yeah. Yeah.
They want to start destroying some of their own stuff.
Yeah.
If Issachar wants to start, if let's say Moab wants to start destroying some Jakes,
Yeah.
well, now they'll start destroying some of their own people
Yeah,
too.
hence why they come up with the whole thing about DNA testing. Because really, what Esau, is just an opinion. What Esau wants to know is actually who's who among the
Trying to
other
find out,
nations.
yeah, trying to find out
Right?
where
Yeah,
the confused
yeah,
species.
yeah, yeah. Which that whole DNA testing thing came from the Mormons, man.
Yeah, yeah.
They're the ones who actually came up with that whole thing. Which goes to show you, those boomers are bugged out. They're bugged out, man. Go back to Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 1 verse 7 now it says, your country is desolate, your cities are burnt with fire, your land strangers devour it in your presence, and it is desolate as overthrown by strangers. And as you can see that happening right now, and what happened, back then, man, to our people when we fled Israel because of the heathen nations, primarily the so-called white men, the Edomites, when they came in and pushed our people out of our land, man, they literally devoured and they burnt our cities in our presence as we were fleeing away, And it says, and the daughters of Zion is left as a cottage in a vineyard, as a lodge in a garden of cucumbers, as a besieged city. That's right, besieged city. Except the Lord Yahweh of hosts, Yahweh Shemashah of hosts, had left unto us a very small remnant, who should have been as Sodom, which should have been like unto Gomorrah.
Destroyed.
Just completely wiped out and never brought up again.
That's right. The small remnant being the elect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, the 144,000 among millions of Israelites.
Yeah.
Millions, like hundreds of millions.
Yeah.
But even go as far as to say that there's probably at least 2 billion Israelites. Even more.
Oh. Way
Now
more.
that's fine. Because if we make up the most of the world's population.
There's.
So if there's like 7 billion people, we have to at least be 5 of them.
Oh yeah, there's definitely more Israelites than heathen nations combined.
Yeah, the heathen nations combined.
Hey, the scripture says that our people are sand of the sea.
Yeah,
stars
in the sky.
You cannot number a sand of the sea.
Yeah, right.
Or the stars in
Yeah,
the sky.
exactly, yeah. Yeah.
And it just makes sense, as a ruler, right? You would have what, like, for example, just even like when you look at it today, a family, let's say of 5, they have like 1 or 2 servants, right? A family combined is more than having the servant in the house. It's the same thing, man. The more we are, we're gonna have servants. Our servants are not gonna actually be compassed over us. And that's why Pharaoh was pretty much saying, let's actually cut these people off, because we're afraid that they're going to multiply and then fight, fight us, join hands with our enemies and come and kill us. So that goes to show that our people were even multiplying in captivity, man. Which goes to show that we're not actually supposed to be in captivity. It's these heathen nations, because we're also supposed to be switched. But because it went off, that's what happened. Huh. 5 and 1. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 5, verse 1. An apocrypha Ecclesiasticus. Set not thy heart upon thy goods, and say not, I have enough for my life.
That's right. Which is it's a mindset for a lot of you, sellouts. Because we start giving you so-called security
You
through
think
flesh.
it's good?
Yeah, through worldly means. You feel real nice about yourself. You feel nice. You feel so nice that you actually have the audacity to come up against this truth. And you have the audacity to side with the enemy and go against your own heritage, against your own people that are preaching this truth.
And it says,
Can you know that if you to come into this, you have to give up what you have. You have to give up all your material things.
yeah, follow not thine own mind and thy strength to walk in the width of thy heart.
That's right. So, there's this saying that I live by that makes so much sense to me. It's called, it basically goes like, confidence is the foolishness of the wise, and the liquor of the fools. That's so true, because wise people are humble. Because the elect, the reason why we're wise is because we fear the Most High. If to fear something, it's gonna humble you. So that's like the greatest power we have, is because we actually understand that there is a reason, there's a rhyme and a reason to the way of life. So you Jakes will do something and think that it's fine, and you will, and because nothing happens to you.
Yeah.
You don't have foresight, so you you lack wisdom. Right? Your confidence in your own power. So again, you're right. Confidence is the foolishness of the wise, and the liquor of fools.
Yeah. The scripture says, say not what wickedness have done to me, roughly paraphrasing, because you've done, you know what I mean? Because evil works have not been executed speedily, therefore it is in the heart of man, to do wickedness, roughly paraphrasing. Because our people have not been judged, it's in their heart to just continue to do wickedness and go off.
And that's another thing, you think that you know the Most High. You understand what He can do and how He's going to do it. You think you understand His ways. So when He doesn't get you when you expect it, you're like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
And that's when He humbles you, because He gets you when you don't expect it. And then you know why you're getting it.
Yeah. That's what should scare you the most, because you never know when you're going to get it.
You never know.
Yo, can you imagine, I don't know,
with that knowledge that you just finished saying, that statement alone makes you wise.
Yeah.
Because you start to move a lot more differently.
Yeah. Even
as reckless.
Yeah, I don't know, even just I remember as kids, when you play games, with your siblings, and you hit each other, right? And they're like, I'm gonna get you back. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, just do it now. You know what I mean? Just do it now. You know what I mean?
When are you gonna do it?
Because it's worse when you don't know when they're gonna hit you back again. Or for example, when you have your eyes closed and someone's gonna hit you, you know it's coming, but you just don't know when because your eyes are closed. That shit puts you in shock, man. It puts you in a state of fuck. You know what I mean? It's actually worse.
Tormenting.
Yeah, it is tormenting. It's actually worse not knowing when it's coming than having your eyes closed and then actually seeing the punch being thrown, for example.
That's why you two friends are up for a rude awakening. Rude awakening, because you guys are asleep. It's almost like sleeping. And you ever been sleeping and your mom try to get you up for work or for school and you're not responding, so she takes some water and pours it on you to wake you up, bro, out of your sleep. That shit's terrifying.
Cold
sleeping
water.
Cold ice water on your face to wake up.
With some ice cubes hitting your
You
forehead.
know what I mean? Jake's gonna get missiles to wake you up.
Oh yeah.
All of a sudden you're gonna wake up, boom, fire.
Then they're gonna wonder why.
You're gonna wake up burning alive. Then you're gonna be like, yo, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah. And the scripture says that their eyes shall consume in their holes or something like that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Consumed in the sockets.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that's obliteration.
Can you imagine how hot, and you're actually gonna feel that for a moment.
Oh yeah.
And then you're gonna lose your conscience.
Yeah. That's obliteration. That's what we call something as obliteration. Because you just stand there, you just whoosh.
Yeah,
that's gonna be where the missiles drop, man.
Yeah.
The hot the hot air from the missiles landing, hitting the earth, hitting land are going to wipe out millions of people. Esau don't tell you that. How's Esau going to protect you from that? How's your money going to protect you from that? You think Esau's going to allow you Jakes in their what do they call it? Their bunkers?
Yeah, they're
You think they'll allow you because they want you guys done anyways.
Yeah.
This is a perfect way for them to get rid of Israel and to rule the world.
Yeah. And say not, who shall control me for my works? For the Lord will surely revenge that pride. Say not, I have sinned, and what hath happened unto me?
Yeah,
That's what we're talking about.
exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
For the Lord is long suffering;
Yeah.
He will in no wise let thee go.
Come on. There's no wines let you go.
In no way. He's gonna get you either now, later, or in your next life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on. Just like we were talking
You know,
earlier, right?
that's tough. Yeah.
You know, you got some people that you know, and then they'll pass away, and you're like, yo. It kind of hits you a little bit because you're like thinking, oh yeah, I forgot you were wicked.
Yeah.
You know, because there's people who are wicked and don't, pronounce it every single day.
Yeah.
And there's Jake, then you got the Jake woman, who's wicked and yells it and shows it every single second.
Oh yeah, and you're just like.
It's like, fuck it, it's like it's an extreme from one end to the other.
Exactly, because we're in the flesh. Sometimes we get attached, but after a while, you gotta know, man. It is what it is.
Yeah. Anything that happens, right? Justified.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's justified. Yeah. And it says, concerning for petition, be not without fear to add sin unto sin.
Yeah, see, yeah, exactly. So if you did it once and nothing happened, don't keep doing the same thing, adding sin unto sin. Because then now you're hyping up your judgment. You're inflaming your interest.
And it says, and say not, His mercy is great. You got
Yeah.
some people that, oh man, the Lord is nice, man.
He loves
He's gonna
everybody.
forgive me. He's gonna forgive me. Yeah.
Most High doesn't.
That's you tempting the Lord.
Yeah, you touch the Most High.
Scripture says not to do that. It says, say not, His mercy is great. He will be pacified for the multitude of my sins. For mercy and wrath come from Him, and His indignation resteth upon sinners.
Yeah.
Make no turn to turn unto the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed, and perish in the day of vengeance.
Yes, you guys are putting off day to day. It's true.
Yeah.
Yo, you guys are putting off the fact that you're actually Israelites and you have laws and customs to live by that, are going to make you a different person. They're going to change you. And that's going to make you, and that means you have to stop being comfortable. You have to come out of your comfort zone. You guys are comfortable in this thing. So you're putting this off day to day. And it's because you know it's the truth. So someone will say you guys are wicked. You will say you guys are wicked. You will say that you're wicked for eating pork. And you'll be like, you'll come up with some excuse. Like all Jake does about Acts 11th chapter, say you made everything unclean. Knowing well that
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Knowing well that pork is not good for you just in general. Esau will tell you that. You still want to eat it. So even when it's not even a scriptural thing, you're still trying to eat it.
And it says, set not thine heart upon goods unjustly gotten, for they shall not profit thee in the day of calamity.
That's right. Money, fame, the certain type of things that Esau gives our people that's sold out as security was gotten wickedly. Anything Esau gives you was gotten wickedly because he is the wicked. So you gotta be very taking boundaries from Esau.
And it says, winnow not with every wind, and go not in every way, for so doeth the sinner that hath a double tongue. That's right, man.
Snakes' tongues too.
Be straightforward. Know who your power is. Know who you worship. Don't be jumping from one doctrine to another doctrine. Being a double-minded, so it's just a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways, man. Just like how we say in the world, if you quit now, you will quit for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. If you're double-minded, you will be unstable in all of your aspects of life, man. Because you're not gonna know what to do.
Yeah, because you don't have faith. You
Yeah,
lack faith.
you're not straightforward. Your eyes are not single for to have a shine.
God, yeah. Because your faith should be your foundation. That's why when you look at the snakes, it has two heads to its tongue, and it's always going back and forth. Hissing. And that's just like Israel with their mouth, with their life. They're going back and forth with their faith.
Yeah.
They have no consistency. There's no structure.
And it says, verse 10, be steadfast in thy understanding, and let thy word be the same. Be swift to hear, and let thy life be sincere, and with patience give answer. If thou hast understanding, answer thy neighbor, and if not, let thine hand upon thine mouth. Lay thy hand upon thy mouth.
Hey man, I always say this, the difference between withholding the truth and openly lying.
Yeah.
There's a big difference. If someone asks you something and you openly lie to get away from answering the question because it might not be the right time, it might not be in the right scenario. Maybe the people you want to talk about in front of the people that are around. Don't openly lie because of that. Just say, you know what, I have the answer. We can talk about this later. Or we can talk about this somewhere else. Jake will just openly lie, but they don't have to. Withholding the truth is different because maybe it's not the right time to tell somebody something.
Yeah, learn how to use your words.
Learn how to use your words. Yeah, pick your words wisely.
Just because you don't want to answer something, you don't gotta say it in those words.
Yeah, you
You know?
Yeah, you have to say it in those words. Yeah.
And it says, honor and shame is in talk, and the tongue of man is his fall.
Yeah, man, you can shame yourself by the way you speak. You can honor yourself by the way you speak.
Verse 14. Be not called a whisperer, and lie not in wait with thy tongue, for a foul shame is upon the thief, and an evil condemnation upon the double tongue. Be not ignorant of anything that is great or small. That was it on that chapter.
Okay, so with that, we're going to close. We're going to say,
Allah Yahweh wa Yahushai Ba'ashem Mahal
double honor to the apostles, and the honor to their millstone. These salutations to the elect, that pursue this word and truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. Death and destruction to his wicked kingdom, 2/3 of Israel, and Esau as well. Shalom.
Shalom.